Okay, so today we are going to do the factoring a trinomial when a does not equal 1. Same process, little bit more steps. So this would be something like 6x squared minus 10x minus 4. The product sum table is still the same. You still want to find the GCF first if there is one. So I'm going to look 6, 10, and 4. There is a greatest common factor of 2, so I'm going to take that out, which leaves 3x squared minus 5x minus 2. Okay, I don't want to lose this, but I don't want it to get in my way either. So I'm just going to draw an arrow so that I don't forget it in my final answer. I am going to focus on this trinomial. Still going to do the product and the sum table. So again, I'm ignoring the 2. So a is 3 times my c of negative 2 gives me a negative 6 when I multiply them together. My sum is my b, which is negative 5. So I need to think of numbers that multiply together to give me a negative 6, but add together to give me a negative 5. So I have 2 times 3. Well, 2 times 3 gives me a positive 6, so I'm going to make the negative there. So that gives me now a negative 6. So negative 2 plus 3 gives me 1. If I move the negative on to the 3, it gives me a negative 1. So that's not it. The most common error is people forget about 1. So 1 times a negative 6 gives me a negative 6, and 1 plus a negative 6 gives me a negative 5. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So these are my two magic numbers. One thing, if one magic number is negative, put it first. It saves you from a little bit of headache that I will show you in a little bit. So you're still going to use your magic numbers. I'm still covering up that 2. I'm going to take my two magic numbers. Again, I want to use my negative 1 first. I am going to rewrite my middle term. So if it's kind of like if someone gives me a $10 bill and I give them 2 5s. I'm not changing the value, I'm just changing the way that it looks. So I'm going to use my negative 6x and my positive 1x. Do you agree that negative 6x plus 1x gives me a negative 5x? Then I'm just going to bring down my first term and my last term. So what I have done is I have changed my trinomial into a 4-termed polynomial. From there, you have grouping, and it's always the same. It's always the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. You need to have a plus sign in between. So that's where, if the negative is used first, that's where you're going to have a little bit of a headache. So we will deal with that in a little bit. Now you have 3 steps left, and they're all exactly the same. GCF, GCF, GCF. What is the greatest common factor of 3x squared minus 6x? It is 3x. So I'm going to take 3x out of both of those, which leaves me an x and a minus and a 2. These don't have anything in common except for 1. So I'm going to take out a positive 1. I have to take out something. So if I take out a 1, that leaves me x minus 2. The way that I know I've done everything right so far is because my binomials better be exactly the same. Not different signs, no numbers switched. They have to be exactly the same. So now what I'm doing is GCF one more time. I'm looking at this term and this term. Don't they both have the quantity of x minus 2? So I'm going to take that out, and then the garbage left would be whatever is not in parentheses, the 3x and the positive 1. That's what creates my second binomial. Remember, this is what we factored from 3x squared minus 5x minus 2. You can't forget about the 2. So 2 times x minus 2 times a quantity of 3x plus 1. And again, you can check it. You can FOIL this out, multiply that by 2, and you better end up with that beginning number. Let's try another one. Let's do 12x squared minus 5x minus 3. No GCF to take out. So I am going to jump right to my product sum table. And I am going to find my product of negative 36 by A times C. My sum is negative 5. I'm going to skip some steps. I know that this is going to be 4 and negative 9. 4 plus a negative 9 gives me a negative 5. Multiply them together, it gives me a negative 36. So these are my two magic numbers. Now remember I said that if we have one negative to put it first, I'm going to purposely put this one last so you can see what else I have to do. I'm going to rewrite and have a positive 4x and a minus 9x. Most common error here is people forget the x's. That's how you get the negative 5x. I'm going to bring down the negative 3 and bring down the 12x squared. Grouping is where your little negative causes a little bit of a problem. I'm going to group the first two. Remember I said this has to be a plus, so I'm going to add the opposite, and I'm going to squeeze it in as a negative 9 instead. So I'm back to the positive. GCF of 4x, which leaves 3x plus 1. Do not forget the positive 1. If you change it to plus a negative, you have to factor out a negative. So I'm going to take out a negative 3. And that leaves me, negative divided by negative is a positive. And that leaves me, whoopsie, positive 3x and a positive 1. Binomials are the same. That is the greatest common factor. And then the garbage left is what's not in parentheses of 4x minus 3. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple activities to try. So activity 1. Let's try, I'm looking for a good problem here that's not going to be too terribly hard. 3x squared plus 14x plus 15. And the second one I'd like you to try is, I don't want to get really big numbers. Yeah, it's kind of a big number. Let's try 5x squared minus 8x plus 3. So come to class with those two attempted. Again, I just want you to try them so I can see what you are getting from the video.